National World Politics Editor Ralph Blackburn here with another episode of Politics Unpacked, where I bring you three things to keep an eye on this week in Westminster. Now, the first is probably the most politically consequential vote of the week that is going to go on in the House of Commons. That will be on Wednesday, and it is a motion pushed by the SNP over whether to back an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Now, the Scottish nationalists have brought about this vote to try and put pressure on Labour and Keir Starmer. Starmer has been under the pump, really. He had the week from hell last week when Labour were forced to step away from their candidate for the Rochdale by-election, Azza Ali, after he repeated some anti-Semitic conspiracy theories at a meeting. And the last time there was a vote like this, Labour lost 10 of its front benchers, including the quite high-profile Jess Phillips. And the whole subject has caused severe kind of fractures within the party. Now, in recent weeks, it appears Starmer has been softening his stance on calling for a permanent ceasefire. In fact, over the weekend, he, effectively called for that at the Scottish Labour conference. And earlier today, Shadow Cabinet member Wes Streeting said that Israel was no longer acting in self-defence when it comes to the potential offensive in Rafah. So we may actually see the unusual situation of Labour backing this SNP motion. However, that would be a big shift from the Labour Party. Starmer has previously repeated that Israel has a right to defend itself. Now, earlier on I asked the government, the Prime Minister's spokesman about this, about what they would be doing. However, he didn't elaborate on how the government would whip against this. However, he did say that kind of refused to support exactly what Wes Streeting has said. So we'll wait on Wednesday for that vote. However, it might be quite a big step for Starmer and the Labour Party if they were to support this motion. Now, the main international news this week has been the death of Alexei Navalny, Putin's chief critic and opposition leader in Russia. We're due to hear a statement later on today from the government about their response to this. And on Wednesday and Thursday, David Cameron, the Foreign Secretary, will be in Brazil as part of the G20 Foreign Leaders Summit, where he will come face-to-face with his opposite number in Russia, Sergei Lavrov. Now, it was reported that Cameron was already set to, have some serious talks and really hold Lavrov to the fire over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And now that meeting is set to be even more, spicy and heated than it would be before. Now, moving back to the UK, Navalny had a list of 300 people that he said were responsible for corruption in Russia, and Labour has pointed out that most of those are not on the UK's sanctions list. So that might be something we might hear from the government this week, whether more people will be added to the sanctions list. Earlier on today, the Prime Minister's official spokesman said he would not discuss that ahead of time, and that is to not give people advance warning if they're going to be placed on the sanctions list. However, it is highly likely that that will be moved, so keep an eye on that this week. So this Saturday is the second anniversary of Putin's invasion of Ukraine. And just recently, Russia claimed one of its biggest victories so far in the war, taking over the eastern Ukrainian city of Advika, which has been a big blow to Zelensky in Ukraine, and perhaps a sign that Russians' superior amount of numbers is starting to tell in the war. Ukraine is reportedly running out of money and ammunition and weapons as Republicans in Congress in Washington DC have stalled President Biden's much promised aid effort, which he's desperately trying to pass to send more funds to Ukraine. That's something Foreign Secretary David Cameron has really been pressing in. Now, Vladimir Putin, he is hoping that Donald Trump gets elected into the White House in November. As Trump has said, he would reduce the number of money going towards Ukraine, and also isn't that keen on NATO, the alliance which defends the West from a lot of Russia's aggression. So Putin is basically hoping to hold on until then, and then with the kind of assistance from Donald Trump, he can then take over Ukraine. So that would be a frightening prospect if that does come to fruition. And hopefully next year we still won't be talking about the 3rd anniversary of this war. However, it looks likely it is going to go on for the long haul. Thanks very much for watching Politics Unpacked this week. You can find all of our politics stories on the politics section of the nationalworld.com website, and you can also sign up to my weekly newsletter, Politics Uncovered, which comes into your inbox every Sunday.